You said, I just love, she spells it L-O-V-V-E, I just love fruit, as most people do because it's sweet. Is it okay to satisfy my sweet cravings I get in the afternoon with an orange or grape, or is there still a tendency to overeat because it's too sweet? So my question is, what did you have for lunch? Because I bet you if you don't eat so much salt at lunch, you're not going to crave sweet. I see this all the time. I mentioned this before. When I was the most compliant ever, I am not perfect with salt. I mean, I have not cooked with it since July of 2008. I don't own any salt except for Epsom salt for my bath. I don't use low sodium miso or tamari anymore, but I get lazy because I travel, and sometimes I use the mustard with salt and the ketchup with salt, no sugar of course, or oil, and the salsa with salt. And I notice that I exponentially overeat whatever I'm eating when I have even a little salt. But the 35 days that I was at True North, when I worked there for the longest, 35 days is 105 meals. One of them had salt because I was taken out by my friends Larry and Ann Wheat, who own Millennium Restaurant, to Gary Chu's, which is a McDougal approved restaurant, so there was no oil, but there was salt. The whole rest of the day, all I kept doing was thinking, when am I going to get dessert? When am I going to get dessert? So I think that if you stop eating the salt, you might not get these sweet cravings. But again, like the person that asked before, I think was it Ruth Ann, is I want to teach you, join the Ultimate Weight Loss Program so we can teach you what to eat so that you don't have cravings at all, and so that you'll be satisfied with anything you eat. And it's not just the diet. The person that runs the program with me, who I don't talk about a lot, but he's extraordinary, John Pierre, the celebrity fit and nutritional fitness guru, he has all these techniques for cravings that he teaches in the program. Green powders, essential oils, there's all kinds of tools that he teaches that is really his part of the program. But the thing is no, I mean, fruit is not bad, fruit is not unhealthy, but usually if you're hungry like in the middle of the day like that, or usually it's between lunch and dinner, because for most people that eat regular meals, between lunch and dinner is the longest amount of time, other than of course between dinner and breakfast. But if you're sleeping, hopefully you're not eating. You know, a lot of times we eat breakfast, or like even in True North, they serve breakfast at 8:30 a.m. and to 9:30 a.m., but then lunch is already at noon, but then dinner's at 5. So there's a longer stretch, so people tend to often get hungry and have that slump like I'm having at 4 o'clock, where I should be snacking, right? No, I should be walking Bailey. But the point is what most people do is they'll reach for like one of those designer coffee drinks with sugar and caffeine, or a Red Bull, or they'll eat some kind of dessert or sugar to pick them up. The best thing to eat is food. That can eat, well, now you should say potato, because that would be the best thing to eat instead of fruit, is eat starch. I think if you are sensitive to food addiction, I don't know where you exist on the continuum, how vulnerable you are. I personally do not eat fruit ever alone or by itself. So if I eat fruit, it's either with vegetables, so like I'll put pineapple and cinnamon in my steamed kale. I will put fruit in my huge ass salads. I will make recipes that are fruit and starch based instead of just fruit based. So the Milo muffins that come in blueberry, pineapple, or cherry, you get that recipe on the webinar page. Great travel snack. The game changing granola, those cookies that are in the dehydrator that I showed you, Kenny, the pumpkin pie bites. So if I use fruit with starch together, and then I find it has much more satiety. But I would say instead of fruit, try sweet potato or potato. That's what I do. We call it the potato hour. You know, I would try vegetables first, green vegetables, and then if you're still hungry, then move on to starch.